Also tonight, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in federal court here in New York.
New lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs bringing some serious claims against the music mogul brought by his former longtime girlfriend.
On November 15, 2018, a 911 call came in from a mansion in Toluca Lake, California. 47-year-old Kim Porter, a beautiful model, actress, and ex-girlfriend of billionaire rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs, was in cardiac arrest. By 11:40 a.m., she was declared dead. About 20 minutes later, just around noon, the police were involved. Why? Well, because a lot of things about Kim Porter's death just did not add up. Her family and even the coroner confirmed that she had no history of recreational drug use or alcoholism, and yet this perfectly healthy mother of four went to bed and just never woke up again. So what led to her untimely death? Was it a freak accident, or was one very influential person with some dark secrets involved? Come with us while we explore the mysterious death of Kimberly Antoinette Porter. Diddy and Kim's romantic relationship lasted 13 years with several breakups and makeups along the way. They started dating in 1994 and broke up for the last time in 2007. They managed to keep a civil relationship as friends after their breakup, and at the time of her death, 3 of Kim Porter's 4 children were Diddy's biological children, including 20-year-old Christian and 11-year-old twins Delilah and Jesse. Her 4th child and firstborn, Quincy, was also adopted by Diddy. When Kim left Diddy in 2007, the only reason she gave was that Diddy cheated on her with his colleague, Sarah Chapman, and got her pregnant. But in October of 2023, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, finally confirmed what many people already suspected about Diddy and Kim's relationship, which is that he was physically abusive towards her.
Industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with him.
Gene even spoke of an incident he witnessed while the two of them were still together. In an attempt to escape yet another of his violent outbursts, Kim allegedly had to stab Diddy's wrist with a corkscrew, cutting through an artery and landing him in the hospital. Another associate of Diddy's would also come forward to confirm that he was abusive toward Kim. Mark Curry, who was a part of Diddy's record label Bad Boy, spoke out recently and recalled a time he saw Diddy hit Kim so hard he broke her nose. And when he had calmed down, he allegedly flew in a plastic surgeon from Geneva to fix the damage he had caused. He also claims Diddy had wiretapped Kim's phone to always know who she was talking to.
You knew Kim Porter. Is it true that Diddy broke her nose?
Bust her nose, man. But it was all, insecurities. To wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their
When people asked Kim about her nose, she allegedly claimed the injury was from banging her head on a table. But this incident just so happened to have coincided with the time she'd began dating Shakir Stewart, a music executive at Def Jam. Shakir himself would die in November 2008 from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But months before then, rumors had started circulating about an incident where Diddy physically assaulted him in a hotel room for being involved with Kim. Like, what happened in that hotel room? When Diddy and Kim broke up in 2007, he started dating Cassie Ventura, a 21-year-old model and the new face of his Sean John label. The pair dated for 11 years and split in 2018. In 2023, Cassie slammed Diddy with a lawsuit accusing Diddy of years of physical abuse, trafficking, and even raping her in her own home when she tried to leave him in 2018, the same year Kim Porter died. According to Cassie's lawsuit, she said Diddy introduced her to drugs and that he himself preferred painkillers. She also said that he would often beat her to the point where she bled and had black eyes, and when he wasn't doing that, he was forcing her to engage in sexual acts with male sex workers while he watched and touched himself to the sight of it. Her lawsuit also alleged that Diddy blew up rapper Kid Cudi's car because he tried to pursue her. Kid Cudi's rep confirmed his car was blown up, although they did not confirm that they ever officially knew who did it. Cassie Ventura and Diddy settled out of court the day after her lawsuit was filed, and we're just saying, there ain't no way someone with all that money is settling a lawsuit that's salacious unless they got something to hide, okay? Might we also add that Cassie Ventura happened to file her lawsuit on November 16th, 2023, which could be viewed as a message considering it's almost 5 years to the day of Kim Porter's death. So now let's go back to that fateful day of November 15th, 2018. At 5:02 p.m., the coroner's van left the house with Kim Porter's body, and 24 hours later, on November 16th, they reported that they had completed an autopsy on the body, but they had no idea how she died. On her death certificate, which later became public, the cause of death was indicated as deferred and the manner of death as pending investigation. There was no attributed cause for Kim Porter's death for months afterward until January 26, 2019, when it was ruled as death due to complications from pneumonia. But that did not add up. It was true that Kim Porter had complained of a sore throat on November 7th and developed a fever of 102 degrees by November 12th. But it was also true that she had tested negative for the flu and strep and was being treated with antibiotics, vitamins, and the painkiller Toradol in that final week. But by November 14th, Kim Porter herself reported that her temperature was back down to a normal 96 degrees. It is very unlikely that her pneumonia would have suddenly flared up and worsened that aggressively, especially since she was on treatment. There was also speculation that maybe she had contracted some sort of unknown respiratory illness from a trip to Africa she had taken about a month prior to her death. But no one could explain how she could have contracted a respiratory illness without spreading it to literally anybody else in her house. In fact, just 2 weeks before her death, she and her entire family had shown up to the movie premiere of The Holiday Calendar, which her son Quincy was starring in. Kim appeared to be in good health, and no one suspected there was anything wrong with her. It took the coroners roughly 2 months to rule the cause of death as pneumonia, even after her medical records had indicated she'd only had flu-like symptoms. Faced with these contradictions, members of the public began to speculate that Kim Porter's death was not an accident, but a murder. Insider reports suggested that Diddy had arrived at Kim Porter's residence with his security team and confiscated her phone shortly after her passing. Friends on the scene also expressed concern over his preoccupation with the phone while they were all grieving. But why would Diddy kill his longtime lover, friend, and mother of his children? Some industry insiders and some very close friends and family members of Kim Porter have claimed Diddy had Kim poisoned because she was planning on exposing him in a tell-all book. Now, this is total speculation, and no official charges were ever brought up against Diddy for being involved in Kim Porter's death. However, Kim's family reportedly considered filing a wrongful death lawsuit, suggesting that they had evidence to support their claim that Diddy was responsible for Kim's death.
Reports that said that she died, it was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia.
The allegations against Diddy retained public attention for well over a year after Kim's death. One of the most vocal people alleging Kim's death to be a murder also happened to be none other than singer Al B. Sure, Kim's ex-boyfriend and the biological father of her first son, Quincy. In July 2020, Al B. shared an Instagram post of him crying and captioned it saying, "Just found this footage from the morning I learned of Kim Porter's murder and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I was on my way to film the pre-show packages for the BET Awards with Tisha Campbell and Tashina Arnold when I received a call from PR icon Queenie Donaldson asking me if I was okay and did I hear the news. I had no clue. I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some BS. Really? This is where I get in trouble. We just celebrated our son Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health as well, laughing, seeing me and Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it here. Hashtag don't let the love songs fool you." In 2021, Al B made yet another Instagram post referencing Kim Porter's death. He uploaded a photo of himself and Kim along with their son Quincy and his former girlfriend Ryan Destiny and captioned that shot by saying, "She sent me this saying, life imitating art, art imitating life. Now it all makes sense. She told me other stuff too. She was running a marathon." But apparently the original post allegedly ended with, "I told her to call the FBI and you would never believe what she went through." So clearly he's insinuating Kim was murdered to keep something quiet. The 53-year-old music producer edited the post to remove all mention of the FBI before deleting the entire post altogether. And then, a few months after his call out, Al B. Sure suffered multiple organ failure and spent 2 months in a coma.
Last year at this time, July, I entered into the hospital maybe July 12th, and I woke up and it was October. So I was in a coma. Subsequently also had a liver transplant as well.
But Albie Shore is not the only KP pal that thinks Diddy murdered her. Shortly after Cassie's lawsuit was filed, Kim Porter's longtime bestie, Kimora Lee Simmons, posted a cryptic message to her Instagram story that read, "As you sow, so shall you reap." What? In the enormity of these allegations, people began to wonder who else has possibly been victimized by Diddy. Many people have come forward after Cassie, including a woman who claims Diddy had molested her when she was underage. And there have also been flashbacks to cases like that of Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Gina Hyun, who came out in 2019 to say Diddy repeatedly hit her in the head, stomped on her stomach, dragged her by her hair, muzzled her face until her nose bled, and she also claims he offered her $50,000 to terminate a pregnancy when she became pregnant in 2014. It's also looking pretty shady that Diddy's managed to outlive a great deal of his peers who somehow always turn up dead in questionable scenarios. Diddy's success came with his involvement in Uptown Records, founded by Andre Harrell, which played a significant role in shaping the R&B and hip-hop scene in the 80s and 90s. Artists such as Heavy D, Albie Shore, and Kim Porter herself were instrumental in the label's success. However, nearly all of these people have turned up dead due to sudden, unquestionable illnesses like heart attacks and pneumonia. Albie Shore is now recovering from his coma, but has since posted this to his Instagram. Grand Rising, beloveds. I don't know where to start or if you're truly ready to hear from me yet. You've witnessed only a small portion of my journey. My faith has been shaken but never shook, and my humble spirit of discernment has taught me the definition of what sacrifice and silence truly means. Just know that we forgive you, but never to forget, including all who assisted along the way. All praise due to Allah. Okay, Albie Shore, we hear you. Like we didn't hear you, but we hear you. So, is Diddy innocent? Until proven guilty, of course. But as we gather all of the cases against him, we can all certainly agree that a lot of this stuff is just not adding up. We're all hoping Kim Porter's case will be reopened and solved so that we can finally have some answers. Until then, all we can do is continue to share information and question why someone with such enormous influence and endless resources was unable to protect his friend and the mother of his children from what seems to be a pretty avoidable demise. The story isn't over yet, people. We will continue to bring updates as they become available. Visit the links below this video for updates and helpful links to help crack the case of the beautiful Kim Porter. Rest easy, Queen. Thanks for tuning into our channel. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for weekly updates, and we will see you in the next video. Toodaloo!